Hello. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody can hear me. Hope everybody can hear me. Put up my stand for my phone. Gotta get another one. So y'all gonna be driving in the dark. Well, I said not y'all gonna be driving. Y'all gonna be listening in the dark rather. I hope everybody is doing well. Those who will come in will come in. I'm talking a little bit about, and hello to everybody that come in. I can't see because again my phone stand has messed up. So, like I said before, you'll be listening in the dark if you come in. I can't see the chat, so I hope everybody is doing well, having a nice day. Um, I know for me, I had a very busy day, and I am so glad that Tuesday is coming around. And hello to everybody. I'm driving and I can't see the chat, but I hope everybody doing well. But anyway, I want to talk about the Cam Newton situation. I don't understand, and maybe I'm not pro black woman. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand why some women are triggered because rich men decide that they want to have multiple babies by multiple baby mamas. Um, would I be one of those? I wouldn't want to be a baby mama. I want to be somebody's wife. So, of course, I wouldn't agree with it. But at the same time, if people decide to do it, I really don't think it's none of my business. I could care less. Um, some rich men, okay, do have a lot of options because why? Women look like they love money and they want to be secured, especially if they came up in a household low income, or they are struggling model or whatever they struggling financially, and they got the looks, and so they got the looks to where they can pull off a man that is a millionaire, a multimillionaire. Then hey, what you may settle for, I might not settle for, because I don't think money is everything. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, for some women, money is that. And sometimes they look at this man for money, but sometimes they might end up liking a man. But my thing is, there's so many women that's triggered by the fact that this man, Cam Newton, uh, former football player, he is probably a multimillionaire, um, is going out there. He has, I believe, 3 baby mamas, I think, with 8 kids and 3 baby mamas. I don't agree with the dynamic because sometimes it's good to have brothers and sisters of the same father and mother, because sometimes it's easier, it's less conflict sometimes, not all the time. But I know a lot of blended families that the father had a lot of outside children, and when the father dies, you got all these different children and different baby mamas fighting over who gets this money. But rich men, because these are just regular average men I'm talking about, but rich men, they can afford to have as many children as they want and supply the woman and the child or children with what they need and want. Again, I personally don't prefer that type of lifestyle. Yes, I would. Don't misunderstand me. I would like the man with a little money, but at the same time, that lifestyle isn't for me. But I'm not going to get so triggered to where I get so upset Some women get up really upset with the fact that these men are rich and they have options to have children with women that choose to have children with. It's those women's I wouldn't say prerogative to sleep with a man and have a child outside of wedlock. That is her prerogative. Okay, I don't agree with it, but at the same time, um, that's not me. But it seems to me that people get triggered by some real crazy stuff. Like, do people understand that if you like it, I love it. Like, it don't. What I got to do with it? I don't have nothing. I mean, I don't agree with it, so I'm not gonna be having a child with a basketball player or whoever, on purpose. If it is, it's an act. Well, I ain't gonna say accident because you know what you're doing. But I'm not gonna just go out there trying to be a baby mama. That's not my goal to be a baby mama. My goal is to be a wife. Okay, so that's my mindset. But when these men are going out here and having multiple children with other women, I don't understand why that's anybody's business. I mean, they're not asking anybody to pay for their children. I can see if it's a broke person, a broke man, going out here spreading his seed, having all types of kids, and then not taking care of them. Even some average men got a lot of kids and took care of their children. I had an uncle had 26 kids. He took care of all his children. um I have a lot of, and they were by multiple women. you know I have a lot of uncles that had a lot of kids, but most of them was by one wife, some of them by two, and some of them by three. you know and some of them were married at all. So it's just, it happens. And sometimes you have men to have multiple kids with different baby mamas. Now the family dynamic may be a little stressed because you may have one baby mama that don't like the other one and trying to keep the child from the daddy because they had a baby by somebody else. All that weird stuff. I come from a blended family. My daddy was considered a rolling stone. I have, a lot of brothers, a brother and sisters, right? My daddy had multiple kids, you know, by multiple women. Two married, one night stand. Thank God that wasn't my mom, but it happens. But my father he was an average man, working class man. He took care of all his kids. That's how he was raised. He came from a big family with 13 children. His daddy had multiple kids. So he was raised by men that took care of their children, whether it's by one, two, or three. Okay, so it's pros and cons to everything in life that we do, right? It's pros and cons. But the anger or the irritation that some women get because, you have some men out here have some money and they're having babies with all these different women, it is strange. I don't agree with it. But again, how does it affect me? How does it affect you? How does it affect another person if a man is willing to raise his children, take care of his children, and try to help them to be a decent person? Now, some people say, well, that's not a decent person if he have multiple kids by all these different women. That may be true, right? But I don't know that, and you don't know that. All you can see is the outside of what people's lives are. And sometimes people get triggered by the wrong thing. Some things you have to understand, it ain't your business. And if you like it, I love it. It's things in my people that I'm, friends with or cool with, and they do certain things or they believe certain ways. If they like it, I love it. That don't got nothing to do with me and how I move. But I notice when things happen on social media, and you have people doing these interviews, and they're actually telling exactly how they feel about their life and how they feel about, you know, seeing the way they see things. People get so upset, and they make, like me, but I'm not upset, make content about it for days and days, because it's like, how dare this man want to have, he don't want to be married, but he want to have all these kids. Look, to me, he may have a phobia. Cam Newton might have a phobia. I don't understand why, especially if he was raised up in a two-parent home and his parents are still married today. But again, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. It's a lot of things that we may not understand and agree with certain people about their lifestyles or their choices. But to get so triggered to the point to where you want to, really go in on people, it doesn't make sense. Now, if you looked at the Cam Newton interview, him and the Dr. Bryant that was interviewing him was asking him some really valid questions. And she also broke it down to how sometimes these families, these multiple families can come, they can actually be broken homes, become broken homes, because you got a father, he got to spread everywhere. He can't just be in one house. He got to go over here, he got to go over there, he got to go over here, and he got to go over there. So sometimes that could be a setup for a broken home, and some child can feel neglected because they're not getting all of their time from their parent. And that is true. That's very true. But at the same time, that's that man's choice. If those women want to get on their back and have children by men, multiple men, I don't agree with it. I think it's crazy. I think it's nasty. But do what you do. Okay? If a woman wants to go and find a millionaire and sleep with that man, and she end up pregnant, and that man said he gonna take care of that child, do what you do. Again, it's all about, what does it have to do with you? People are so triggered by the most craziest stuff, and it's because they don't deal with their internal problems. Their daddy wasn't there, or if their daddy was there, he was not there emotionally, he was there physically. So you got people still with daddy wounds, and they get so upset because they hear Cam Newton talk about him wanting more children. If a man is taking care of their children and he's not really doing anything wrong, like I said, according to, if you go in the Bible, back in the day, Abraham, they had multiple children. That's where Isaac and Ishmael came from. Two different baby mamas. It's in the Bible. It's people that practice, was it polygamy? They have all these different wives and stuff. I wouldn't do it. But again, that is not the lifestyle that I choose. But even though I don't understand it or don't agree with it, I still don't understand why so many people get so upset. But that's why I say people are dealing with wounds that they had from their daddy. And they like, my daddy wasn't there. If my daddy was here, I would be more of this. I would be more, have more confidence. I would be a better person. Well, yes, your daddy has something to do with it. But ultimately, you have a lot to do with you being who you are. My daddy made a lot of mistakes, but what I wasn't going to do is sit there and blame him for some of the mistakes he made. I just know what I'm going to do, and I learn from other people's mistakes and not make excuses and not for my behavior or my choices. You know what I'm saying? And I learn from it, and I move on. And I, get therapy. A lot of people do need therapy, okay? and need therapy. And that's just all it is. And hello to everybody that came in. Like I said, I'm just talking. But I see so many people that are triggered by the most smallest things. Things that don't even make sense to me. Like, if you don't agree with something, you just don't agree with it. But I'm telling you, and especially with some of us black women, we really, we're very vocal, and there's nothing wrong with being vocal about what you believe in. But and then again, celebrities, athletes, all they put their life out here for people to give opinions on it. So that's true, they do. But at the same time, I don't understand the anger behind none of it. I really don't. I just don't. Can anybody tell me why people are so angry about this stuff? You know? So I'm like, do you? If you want to have multiple children by a man and never be married, hey, that's on you. Just think about slavery. Like in slavery, we couldn't have there was no marriage license for most of the time for a slave. Most of the time you had two people, they decided to jump the broom, and that was their marriage. And then shortly after that, they made the male was probably a soul, so that family was broken up. A lot of things are set because of, sometimes generational things, as they call it, generational curses. you know. But my point to you is, people have had multiple children by different baby mamas, um, and some some kids and mothers get along and they build with each other. It's not all the time, but it does happen. Should people care about what Cam Newton got going on and how he feels? Absolutely not. You can have your opinion on stuff. You can even voice it, but I'm not saying don't voice your opinion, but the type of anger and how they're triggered to go in on men that have rich men that have multiple children, because he's not the only one. A lot of rich men have multiple children by different baby mamas, and some don't, you know. Um, but I didn't understand for the life of me this, what's his name, Nick Cannon. I didn't understand why all these women having children by this man. That was the question that I was asking. I mean, I'm like, either he got some great Peter Paul and joy, or he's a good conversationalist. I don't know what it is, but it's something about Nick Cannon that these women, and his money. But it's something really great about Nick Cannon, where these women don't care nothing about no marriage. They know that this man don't want to be married, and I believe, I think Nick Cannon believes in polygamy. I believe he's a Israelite, but I don't quote me on that, because I'll people that practice the Israelite religion, they're not in polygamy, so don't don't say, come in my comments, well, that's not all I said. But some of them do believe in having multiple wives. So with him, I think he's just like a lot of women. I just do. And what rich man I haven't heard of that didn't like a lot of women? Like I said, if it is, it's few far in between. But most of the time, when you have more money, it's more opportunities to do whatever the heck you want to do. And they wife know it. Most of the time, these people's wives already know that they got a side chick that they go see on Thursday, and she has a budget, she has a limit on what she can get, how much time she has with him, and all that, you know. And most of them have a limit. They have a limit, so don't be surprised. It's no surprise to me that some of these women want to have children by them and not be married. They don't want. Some women are like men in this day and time. They don't want no commitment. They just want you to do what you need to do. Give me a baby so I can milk you for 18 years and have your last name. You know, my child have your last name, and they're done. That's all they need. And for some women, that's enough. So my thing is, what would be the problem for me or any other woman if that's what she decides to do? His Cam Newton's girlfriend says she loves to serve. She loves to be a servant. So basically, I'm assuming she means she loves serving her man or anybody. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's serving her man. And some women were feeling a way about that, saying, she is crashing out. What if that's how she really feels? What if she really loves this man so much she wants to serve him in any kind of way? Is that a concern of mine or any other person? It shouldn't be. Why? Because I don't have to agree with it. It's not me. Like I said, a lot of these women sometimes, you know, uh, they dealing with some more embedded issues, not having the dad there, or if they did have a dad present, him not being emotionally available. So they already got abandonment, rejection, detachment issues. But to me, I could care less. I just ain't gonna go around here trying to be a baby mama. I don't care if he multimillionaire. I mean, to be honest with you, uh, I don't want that. I wanna be a wife. So that to me is not gonna be for me, you know. But it's not for everybody. How I believe, how I move, ain't gonna be how the next person move. But for me to tell a person what they should do and how they should do things, I learned a long time ago. Mind the business that pays you. That keeps you out a lot of trouble when people learn to mind the business they pays you. I just talked about that the other week. The other day when I said it's two things if people learn: to treat people like they want to be treated and to mind their business. And I believe that's very essential for us to mind our business and let God be the judge of a person. Because at the end of the day, we all gonna be on the same level when it comes to Him judging us. You know, some of us you know will be righteous, and some of us will not, and that's just point blank. And some of us that think that just because we quote scriptures and dot our I's and cross our T's, that we are righteous when we could be dead wrong ourselves. So I learned a long time ago to let God be God and other people be who they are. There could be a person that don't like how I do things, or how if I, you know, a guy I'm dating, they might not say, well, that's not right. Why would you want a man that's like this, da 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 da? Well, that's my prerogative. That is my choice. And it's really baffling to me how people get so emotionally involved in how people live and move. It don't make sense to me, and I'm still trying to figure out why people get so upset and triggered. And why is it always, well, black women gonna be vocal about what they believe, so they gonna make sure that is so stupid. Why would you do that? That's a broken, you making a broken family, broken home. Some are, and some are not. Some that have two-parent homes, a father that never stepped out on his wife, but he's abusive to his wife and he's abusive to his children. I mean, it's just like, it's pros and cons sometimes to everything. And a lot of times when we don't know people's lives, we're just judging, we're looking back and observing, and um we don't know what's going on in these people's life. They could be happy with their arrangement. They could be more joyous than you are or me, because what works for them won't work for me or won't work for you. I'm just saying, you know, social media has a way of being a blessing and a curse for some people. And I just know, if I, celebrities just, I don't know why they wouldn't be used to it, but they gonna have to. Some of them are used to it, but some of them are not used to all of the backlash that they get from stating their opinion or stating their lifestyle. But unfortunately, that comes with the territory, because nobody can mind their business. Nobody can just not say, "Oh, that's their business. I ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't what I would do." And again, I don't want nobody saying, "Oh, she agrees with." I don't agree with having no multiple baby mamas. No, 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 no. I don't. It's a, it's a lot of, stuff that comes with it too. But some people seem to make it work for them. And to me, that's all I would be concerned of. Okay, do it work for you? Do it work for your children? Okay, what they got to do with me? So, I don't have a big thing to say about it. I just think that if people learn to mind their business with this, uh, and just in life in general, you know, we all would be in better shape. People get really upset with stuff because they have not, again, I say it again, they have not dealt with daddy issues sometimes. You know, not all the time. They have some valid points to why it is not a great idea to be number 5 in the harem. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's pros and cons for people, and some people's pros outweigh their cons. So they go with how they feel. They go with what works for them. But I can tell you one thing: I don't want to share nobody. I don't even like. No, I'm not trying to share with nobody knowingly. Now unknowingly, cause I don't go in people's phones. I don't do none of that. Like, look, if you gonna be like, if I have to be like that with you, then me and you don't need to talk. So I don't go in people's phones, and I'm never gonna think that a man, if I'm with a man, he ain't gonna see another woman and think she's attractive. That would be stupid of me, right? So you learn that men are men, you know, and some men have a healthier appetite for women and sex. Um, and some of their appetite is, in my opinion, out of order, but that's my opinion. But everybody, everybody's sexual appetite and how they see relationships is different. Now, I remember back, when in the Bible it talks about, I don't know if it's in Isaiah or is it in Ezekiel, when it was talking about it would be seven women to one 7 women to one man. That's going on now. And the way things are going, because we have so many men, not a lot, but, well, we have so many men that are bisexual and or gay. Now, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Um, but we have a lot of men that are heterosexual. But, well, no, I'm gonna say heterosexual insane. So that would be a good, a good husband or provider for a woman. That man may eventually, the way things are going on, and how things are going to get bad, it might be women that try to be with a man that is already married, and they go along with it, because things are gonna get some bad. It's bad for single women. Some of us don't know what we're doing. We might end up marrying somebody with with already 5 wives. What you think you'll never do, you might end up doing. It depends on the circumstance. It depends on what goes on. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I don't say, I would never. I don't say that anymore. And hello to everybody that came in. I'm just talking. Um waiting on my hot wings. But I'm not gonna tell people don't do that, don't do that, don't believe this. That's on you. And really, to be honest with you, um it really is not my it's not my problem, and it shouldn't be my issue to get so upset about it. But in this day and time, like I said, you'll never know what you're gonna do. Just like Angelo. Oh, it's in Isaiah. I knew it was I knew. Hey, Ben, how are you? Now, is that you that have that channel? I saw a channel and I didn't know if that was you or not, Ben. Isaiah. Okay, I knew it was in Isaiah. It was one of them old testament, about seven women to one man. Um, because I believe that was and I don't want to. I don't want to misquote it, but basically, I think that was back when Israel was captured by Babylon again, or something like that, and they was back into slavery. So they had to do what they had to do. Just like it's gonna be like that for us. Is that you, Ben? They have that. Hey, Angelo. Hey, CKJ. Hey, YJ. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Christina. T1000. Get your mama. Amber's. Goten. Bama. Sirius. And who's this? Shawana. Hi. CC. Is this Camel? I hope I'm Cutting Edge. Hey, how are you? Hope I didn't miss anybody. Rachel. Randy, my boy. Derek. Okay, Reggie Reg. The Beef. Yeah, y'all probably gone by now, but hey, y'all. And this is Babylon. This is the new Babylon. America. So you don't know you don't know what you're gonna be doing. But anyway, like I was saying, people need to really people and sometimes we gotta blame celebrities because they put their stuff out there when they oh, okay, when they put their stuff out there, and and people gonna respond to it. Some people with a lot of business and some people with no business. And the people with no business, boy, they gonna make content off of it for maybe a whole 2 weeks. So again, it ain't gonna work for everybody, but some it will. And those that it will, good for you. I don't care who anybody sleep with, who have a baby with who. It ain't me. So I ain't, it's just not. I don't get so concerned with stuff that it doesn't affect me or anybody that I love. I really don't. So but I guess, hey, just saying, I guess some people in social media, like I said, for their content, they will continue, just like I'm doing for my content, giving their opinion. But have y'all seen some women out here that they get so upset and they feel like they telling Cam Newton off and what's his name, Nick Cannon? They get so upset, honey. They be ready to cuss them out and tell them, you know, real man don't do that. You need to be with one wife and settle down. You are making a whole bunch of broken homes. And again, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has one. Some it may be broken homes, some it ain't. Like I said, some men, average men, have children and they got all these different children. They still take care of their kids. I don't think it's the best you know, setup in life to have with all the different children and baby mamas, but that ain't none of my concern. And it really ain't. I done seen it in my family, in other people's family. It worked for some and it don't work for none. And that's the bottom line. What works for you is not going to work for me, and what works for me is not going to work for you. It's just not. It's just not. So, yeah, that's really all I gotta say about that. I mean, I don't have anything more to go on other than keep talking. What's been going on YouTube? It's been a lot of foolishness going on here, man. You know, I've been trying to stay out the way. I've been trying to keep my mouth shut. You know, every now and then I'll say how I feel on something because I want to, and I'm not finna keep walking on eggshells with Negroes I don't know. I mean, every now and then you say how you feel about stuff. I see. I haven't been on here like I used to because, like I said, I'm back in school. I'm back at work, so my time is spent more, taking care of my business. And then when I get a little time to actually breathe, I'm doing something. I'm doing something fun, the way I want to, with who I want to do it with. I mean, that don't sound right, but you get it. I just have a personal life, okay? So, I be seeing some things on here, and I be like, wait a minute, when did that happen? Wait a minute, what happened? Again, guess I should mind my business, huh? What else been going on? Nothing much. Just trying to, like I said, just trying to maintain and stay out the way. Right. The foolishness is among our people. And that's what's so sad about it. Now, I have seen some in the white sector. Different sectors that, more Caucasians frequent. And they got some mess too. It's just a little different than ours. With ours, we loud. We ready to pull up. With them, they ready to sue. So it's a different approach. But it's still there in every sector. Even in the Christian sector. You see all the beef going on in the Christian sector. You got people calling people false prophets and all this stuff. So it's everywhere. It's conflict. I'm taking a negotiation class that I have to take for my major. Conflict is inevitable. So that means for some people, I mean, you guys are highly intelligent. But for those who don't know, conflict is something that we cannot avoid. You have sometimes people on opposing sides, and they trying to come to a conclusion, a solution, a resolution, right? So conflict is going to be something that will never go away because people are going to be different and people have a different thought process. They have a different thought process and how they interpret things is different. Somebody was telling me, well, you did this, you said this. How they interpret and how I interpret is two different ways. Sometimes I choose to see how another person see it, and sometimes I'm like, I know me and I know what I meant. So therefore, I'm not going to go any farther with that. You know. So I'm taking a negotiation class where I have to learn to negotiate. What is negotiation? Different ways of negotiation, all that kind of stuff. I have to learn. So it's part of my major. But like I said, I don't think education is for me as far as working in school district. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be time to kind of retire from that. So yeah. Let's put on my. Go in here and see if my wings is ready. You know, I love me some wing stop. So I'm gonna go in here and see if my wings is ready. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I say, conflict is inevitable. It's on it's probably sometimes every facet of our lives. Family conflict, friend conflict, associate conflict, YouTube conflict, business conflict. I'm like, it just never ends. Never. So it is what it is. Yes, it is. So I've been so busy doing that. I haven't had time to really just enjoy goofing off. Thank God. Uh, Friday is coming up, and I will have a 3-day weekend, and I'll be able to enjoy my Labor's Day. I got 2 events to go to this weekend, so I'm just got to get my strength up to be around people. You know, I'm naturally an introvert, so it takes me, even though people think I'm an extrovert, I'm outgoing, I can be for the most part. Um, if I had, you know, like a couple of friends, you know, if I'm around a couple of friends or around the guy I'm dating, then I like it that more. And a few of my intermediate families, like family. So I don't like being around a lot of people all the time. It drains me. And that's when you know you're a true introvert, when being around people sometimes drains you. I don't like being bothered with a lot of people's ideals and behaviors. Some of their behaviors get on my nerves. So instead of me getting into altercations with people, sometimes I would rather just not be. But I don't go places and get in altercations with people like that. You know, because I'm a pretty chill person. Unless you do something rude to me, then of course I'm not gonna let you make it. But for the most part, you know, I like being in my own lane, and I like being with a small group of people. So this weekend I will be around a large group of people. So I'm trying to get myself emotionally and mentally prepared. What's up, Brainwaves? Good to see you. Good to see you. Got to get myself emotionally and mentally prepared for that, being around folks. Um, I'm telling you, you would think just because I have a YouTube channel that I would be very vivacious, and I am to an extent. Like I said, you know, I can turn it on and off with me. Because really, to be honest with you, as I get older, I'm really starting not to like people that much sometimes. But yeah, because the stuff that people be doing and saying or feeling the way they, so, you know, like I said, some people are overly sensitive, and some people think because you don't do this, you fake, or you're not being genuine, and it's just too much to deal with. So some days I just like, you know what? I can't, you know. So I like that small group of people that I know and been knowing, rather than sometimes getting to know new people. Sometimes new people expect a lot from you, and I think it's kind of ridiculous. If you're getting to know people, don't expect a lot. Don't expect nothing. Just let people be them. And if they seem to be a snake or a lousy person to you, then leave them alone. Go on about your way and let that person go on about theirs. That's how I see it. But not everybody's like me, and that's okay. All I'm saying is people are just really too concerned about how people do things sometimes. Just like with this Cam Newton situation, allow people to be themselves. If you feel they a fool, then allow them to be that fool. If you think they this type of person, allow them to be this type of person. I had told y'all, what was that, a week ago, please be patient with me, because I'm not going to get it right all the time. I'm not going to be so, you're not going to agree with everything I say and how I do things and what I do. You're not going to. Why? Because you have a different way of perceiving things and a different thought process than I do. And that's okay. Be you, boo, and let other people be them. I'm so glad that I do have like real friends that actually accept me for me. So even if they don't agree with how I choose to live a certain thing or how I see a certain thing, they still gonna be good with me regardless. And that's how you know you have real friends, when people are like that. But when people get easily upset and easily offended by every little thing you do, then they're not meant to they're not meant to be they're not meant to be there. It's one thing about making excuses for bad behavior, but it's another thing for always critiquing or judging somebody because of who they are or how they choose to handle a certain thing. Look, and so I'm not taking up for Cam Newton. I'm not taking up for myself. I'm just telling the facts on how I ain't gonna say facts. In my opinion, that's how I see it. People can live the life that they want to live. That is between them and their God. Just like it's between you and your God. Some people's God is the same and some people's God is different. And in this day and time, some people don't believe in a God. That's their prerogative too. That's their choice. I'm just talking, but that's pretty much all I have to say on that. Cam Newton is a man. Nick Cannon is a man. These are two rich men that decide to do what they want to do with their life. So they don't have to answer to nobody really but the people that they love, the people that they're involved with, and first of all and foremost, to their God. Everybody else is secondary or not even important. I learned if we spend more time in our business and doing and handling our life, we wouldn't be so emotionally involved and upset with other people for doing the things that they do with their life. As long as it's not hurting them, they're not, I ain't talking about people that's on drugs, alcohol stuff that has an addiction. Now I'm talking about like people that choose to marry who they want to marry, whether you agree with it or not. You don't have to. But please don't, I wouldn't get so emotionally involved in other people's business. I don't get involved in other people's, emotionally involved with other people's business. Because why? Because it doesn't concern me. And some people will get mad at you for not feeling or not, feeling the way they feel about a situation. And to be honest, you may can understand to an extent, but you can't feel what they feel all the time. Again, people are different. How they receive information, and that's no BS, that's just the truth. I can tell you that this person did this. You're looking at the situation. I'm telling you what this person did. You're looking back. You don't have anything to do with the situation. But you're looking back and you're observing everything. You're observing my side and the other person's side. You will see something totally different than what I see and what that other person sees. Then somebody else will come up and they will observe the situation. They will see something different from the person that's observing, from what I'm seeing, and what another person is seeing. And my point to you is, all of us have a different perspective on everything. We may agree on certain areas, but not everybody is going to be 100% agreeable to everything. Not everybody's going to be 100% agreeable with how you see a matter. Some people like it when I vent and tell how I feel about the situation or about a weird heifer. And some people don't like that. They want me to be positive and informative and kumbaya. So everybody has a different way of seeing things and how they like things. But I'm learning you have to allow people to be them. And if you can't allow a person to be them, then they're not for you. I'm not making excuses for my behavior. If I do something, I'm going to take accountability for it. And I'm going to learn from it. And I'm going to move on. But ain't nobody going to make me feel bad. Because I don't have to answer to anybody. When I close my eyes, and if I was to die in my sleep, the only person that has the power of life and death in their hand will be the Heavenly Father. And He is the only person that will judge me for my good and my bad. That's it. You're not going to be judging me, and I'm not going to be judging you. No, sirree. When we go, we gone. And nobody on this earth is going to have the authority to keep us or to leave us. Keep us there or leave. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has the authority to put you there. Nobody has the authority to take you out. So our choices are our choices. Whether we agree with how people move, how people live, how people's lifestyle is, we can have our opinions, yes. But to get emotionally involved in our opinions is a waste of our time. So all I'm saying is, don't get emotionally involved in other people's business. Learn to mind your own business. And even if you do speak or have an opinion on something, because we all have a right to have an opinion to something, don't get too wrapped up into it. Some people have heart attacks, high blood pressure, and strokes because they're so busy worrying about other people that ain't worried about them. That's what people do on the social media. They get so emotionally involved in the celebrity, who the celebrity is dating, why they divorced their wife, why they divorced their husband, and why she wearing that, and why did she say that, and why do she vote for this person, and why do she vote for that person. Lord have mercy. That's what my grandmother would say. Lord have mercy. People, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. What's up, realist? What's up, Renisha? It's not that serious. Do you, boo? That's what I say. Then, because if I try to put my 2 cents in, then you gonna get mad at me. Now, some people, they need to be like, it ain't nothing wrong with warning people, hey, stop there. You could be going into a trap. There's nothing wrong with warning people. If you see some danger. So, no, it's nothing wrong with danger, but some of these people they be worried about, well, who people dating, and how long they been dating somebody, and why they not married to that person, like Cam Newton, why he not marrying that woman. She might not want to be married. You know, some, like I said, it's some women out here that's just like men. They just want a baby. They just want to have that man's last name and his money. They don't care nothing about no marriage license. Because most of those rich men, and some average average men, working class men, they gonna make you sign one of those what do you call those before you get married? I can't think of it right now, but oh shucks, if I wasn't thinking about it, it would come out of my mouth. Um, do y'all know what I'm talking about? When these men have you sign these agreements to where you can't, you ain't gonna get no money from them, and what you came in with the marriage, you gonna leave with it. Prenuptial. Yeah, thank you, Renisha. I'm like, somebody gotta help me. I couldn't think of prenuptial agreement. And most of these men now, that even if they not rich, they want to protect their stuff. So they ain't got time for you to come in there and take their stuff, their money. So, like I say, honey, these folks, they get so upset. If it ain't you, don't get so upset. If it ain't somebody you love and care for, I can even understand to an extent. Even with that, set boundaries for yourself. And most of these people need to set boundaries for themselves when they watching social media, because social media is having people go crazy. You so involved in other people's life, you not involved in your own. Do you know where your kids at? Do you know, have you visited your mama and your daddy? Have you went to work today? It be some people so preoccupied with other people's stuff and other people's business, they can't even focus on their own. They can't even make their own life better. They can't even get themselves together so that they can be a wife and be sought after. Instead of they worrying about another woman not being sought after. I could care less about her being sought after. I'm talking about me. People just too wrapped up in other folks' stuff. And that's one thing I tell you, I'm learning. Don't get wrapped up in other folks' stuff, because guess what? When it all boils down to it, they ain't going to care nothing about your stuff. Well, some will and actually get all in your business, especially some family members. But some of that is out of concern and love, and then some of it is out of just plain nosiness. But again, it's not going to stop rich men, poor men, middle class are gonna have multiple children sometimes by multiple different women, and it is what it is. Does it set up for failure? Some yes, some no. Like I said, everything's a personal choice, and everybody's pros and cons are totally different from yours or mine. Hey, Slim, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, any fool can have a baby. But if you got men that's actually saying, I love children, and he don't want to be married, but he want to have women that have babies, but that's his, hey, she do it, that's on her. If he want it, that's on him. you know. That ain't none of my business, cause like I say, it just ain't. It's not for me. So, I'm pretty sure there'll be women that don't agree with that. Like I said, I don't agree with that type of lifestyle, but at the same time, what is for me is not for the other person, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Perfectly fine with it. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have to say. I don't like beating a dead horse. And at the end of the day, people gonna feel how they feel about this Cam Newton situation. And like I said, some women, they like, and some women will tell you, well, if you have the looks and you have the body, why not? And that's for you. I mean, I know. Um, I ain't gonna say what I'm about. I almost said something. But I'm gonna let that stay in my thoughts. But hey, do what you do, boo. If you want to go out there and sell kitty cat and to the highest bidder, that's on you. If you want to go out there and get pregnant with somebody's child, um, you know, do you, boo. Sometimes it could be you can mess up a child's life, and sometimes it can be a blessing. Only people know is those that man and that woman. Other than that, shoot, what I got to do about it? It ain't mine. Oh, thank you, CKJ. It wasn't really an interview. I don't know what it was. He just came up there. Channel Forbes has always been real cool. So to me, and he was one of those people that always encouraged me for doing my content. So I can't, you know, he's always gonna have a special place because people don't have to encourage you. People could talk down on you like they do, calling you all types of names and telling you how dead your channel is when theirs ain't even alive. They channel ain't even alive and they talk about your channel. But he was one of those people that actually encouraged me. So yeah, that's why I can kind of put up with, some people don't like Channel 4 because he kind of he say what he want to say. He may come off arrogant. He may say maybe something inappropriate to some people, but I know Channel 4 is, for the most part, his heart is in a good place. Even though sometimes I'm like, really? Really, Channel Forbes? But yeah, he's good. But I appreciate you guys. Oh my God, I'm sitting up here and I'm trying not to talk loud. But I'm parked here, and this is why I really need to. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I might need to. Well, tomorrow I'm going to the gym. This man got out of his car. He about 300 pounds, and of course, he hit my mirror um, with his stomach. But hey, even for people you know, some people might think I'm one hamburger away. I don't think I am. But yeah, I'm I'm not fat shaming. I'm just saying, why you have to park so close to my car, man? Anyway, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I bet y'all like, what the hell is she talking about? If you can, press the like button. I would truly appreciate it. Um, like, share, and subscribe. For some people, they just want to listen and see who I'm talking about. But I'm not talking about anybody but besides Cam Newton and what's his name? Oh, Nick Cannon and like I said, the other thing I want to tell y'all about the doctor that actually interviewed him. Um, he asked the question, why is a 41-year-old woman that has it all together, why are you single? And I was thinking about on one of my lives, kind of talking about that. I want to, oh my God, I'm over in the hood. Uh, One of the guys, I want to do a kind of a reaction on that when he asked her that, because that is pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting, because it seems like she's an attractive lady. She's a doctor, I'm pretty sure she's been around men that are of her league, I would think. But sometimes these some career women are extremely picky, and to an extent they may have a right to, depending on what they got, or what they have going for them. But some women are unrealistic. You're not gonna always get what you, as my grandmother say, you're not gonna get everything you want. You're not gonna get everything you want. So maybe she hasn't found the one for her because could be a variety of reasons. Like I said, a lot of men now, you hoping they're straight, but you don't know if they're gay or bisexual. And then some of them, you don't know if they were born male unless you go to their family home and see some baby pictures. You just don't know what you're getting. This is a story. I seen this. I thought about sharing this too. It was two transgender women, and one of them really could pass for a woman. Okay, one was black, and I think the other one was Hispanic. But anyway, and I think this happened somewhere in Detroit. Both of these incidents happened in Detroit. So from my recollection. But anyway, the men, they thinking, oh, this is a woman, a beautiful woman. But when they found, I guess one of them did the do, or both of them did the do with these two individuals, and somehow they found out, oh, this is straight up beep, that kind of thing. Ended up this dude ended up, both of them ended up going where they was. One was in a car. One transgender lady was in a car. No, she was in her hotel. He went to the hotel where she was and shot her in the head. The other one, the other transgender woman, he just ended up killing her, just shooting her multiple times. So this is off the subject, but it has something to do with, you don't know what people are. But be honest about who you are. Be honest about your sexuality. Be honest about if you are biologically a man or a woman. Again, I don't have a heaven and hell to put nobody in. It's not. I don't believe in it. But at the same time, I'm not finna sit up here and I'm gonna tell you for what the Bible said, cause I didn't write the Bible. But what you do, that's your business, right? But be honest about who you are. There's nothing wrong. The worst thing you could do is lie to yourself about who you are. And even if I'm talking about for the transgender people, even if you are a transgender woman or a man, be honest with what you were biologically before, the change and everything. Be honest with people. That's how people get unalived because they are not honest. And if you are a heterosexual man or a heterosexual woman, you don't want to be fooled like that. That's why people get in the situations they in. And I do not approve of people taking people's lives. But at the same time, some people put themselves in situations where it's bound to happen. Just tell people, because now it's a high percentage of transgender women being killed in Georgia. Well, that sometimes they said that's the gay capital of the world. They said Atlanta got real bad, as far as, people don't know if it's a man or woman. Then they have a whole relationship because they done had a sex change, and you wondering why, is this woman can't get pregnant, and you found out this person got to tell you, I really was a man. See, that's how people get unalived. Just be honest with people. Whether you feel you was what you feel God made you, and maybe you feel like God made a mistake, still be honest with the person you are sleeping with or you're dating. Off the cuff. Like, that should be one of the first things you should tell people. Do you know how many right? Do you know how many people get HIV and AIDS because people are not telling people the truth? Now, see, this is what people really need to be concerned about. Not about a rich man having multiple babies by different women that he can pay for. These are real issues. People are dying out here because people are not being truthful about who they are and who they're sleeping with. And South Carolina is one of the highest states also of STDs. Next is Houston, Texas. High rates of STDs. Why? Because people are sleeping with everybody, and they're not being truthful about who they're sleeping with. And they're not getting tested. They're not sleeping with people responsibly. You know, all this kind of stuff to protect us. And, nothing is 100%. But be smart with your body. And why go around sleeping with everybody? You need to find another hobby, But again, let me mind my business. But it is my business when people are affecting a whole bunch of other people. There's a man, what was it? A week ago, they put in jail. A black man. He going around giving women HIV. Just random women. Hey, 41, random women he's sleeping with. He giving them HIV. Now, see, this is how people get out of this world. They are taken out of this world because they are playing with people's lives. My sister, I have another sister that told me about this story. This was a true story. Some lady that she knew. She was a virgin. And she she was praying to God for a husband. And sometimes we make that too religious too, but sometimes, depending on what your calling is in life, there is a particular person that is better for you, okay? But you still have options, right? But this woman was praying for God, and a lot of these single women in the church, they romanticize, God sending them some. Even though God can, I'm not saying that He can put people in your life, and some are better fit than others due to your lifestyle or your belief system. But she sit up there and met the first guy. I guess she's the first guy that she thought was nice to her, right? She ended up sleeping with the guy. He had promised her marriage and everything. He said, he said he was a Christian, going to church and doing all the right things, saying all the right lingo, right? So after she slept with him, she ended up getting something in the mail, and it was a box. And I'm not making this stuff up. My sister, I remember my sister telling me this, the older sister. And she told me that the woman sent her the box. The box was sent to her, to the woman. She opened the box. Yeah, I'm waiting till this big old dude get in his car, cause honey, he all on my window. I'm gonna see what he got going on, cause I don't want him. Cause these folks, they'll straight up ding your car all up with their heavy weight. Look at them. Well, you can't see it. I ain't gonna show them, but anyway. But what I was gonna say? Oh yeah, so ended up opening the box, and it was a casket in there. And in the note it says, "You have HIV." Yeah. So the man was so evil. He sent her a gift with a little casket in the box and said, "Now you have HIV." That's cold-blooded. That is cold-blooded. But that's just how people are in this day and time. We got to be careful and responsible for what we do with our bodies, and just be truthful with people about who we are. And that's just point blank. And I don't care what you feel. Biologically, tell people what you were born with. Okay? Because, see, this is how unnecessary stuff happens when people are not honest. But, guys, I have talked enough. I hope you got something out of everything that I said, because it was a lot. But, that I would not mind my business on. People need to be straight up about that. That's crazy. But minding my business about other people having kids that they taking care of is absolutely none of mine. So, I'm gonna mind my business, and I hope some people will learn to mind theirs. Because like I said, some people will still be all up in other folks' business that they have no ties to. Period. No personal ties to. They just want to be nosy. They just want to give their insight on what they should do with somebody else's life. So I learned take care of your life first, and then once you take care of your life, then you'll be all right. Love you guys to Reese's Pieces. I will talk to you guys later. And I hope everybody has a good Friday. I know I'm going to be thankful it's Friday, because it is going to be close to me not having to go in at 7:30 in the morning. I enjoy my weekends. I really do. I really do. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend as well. Yeah, so be blessed, and love you to Reese's Pieces. Yeah, you gotta catch the replay. It's just me talking about people learning to not get so emotionally invested in other people's life, especially celebrities and people you don't even know in real life, and you ain't taking care of their kids. That's what I was talking about. But I'll talk to you guys later, and thank you for pressing the like button. Really appreciate it. Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you subscribe. And love you to Reese's Pieces. I'll talk to you later. Bye.